Let's talk about the mortgage process. So the first thing you're going to do when you decide to buy a home is get pre-approved with your lender. So while you're being pre-approved, you're going to send in paycheck stubs, bank statements, W-2s, basic information. Once you've been pre-approved, then the fun starts. You get to shop for a home. Once you've found the home that you love and your contract's been negotiated, then you move into loan processing, which is where our processor verifies all of the information that you've sent in and also gathers information from the title company, your insurance company, the HOA, various people in the transaction. The processor will reach out, gather all of that information, and process the loan for underwriting. During the processing phase, you're also going to go into the home appraisal phase, where we order an appraisal from a third party to give us the value of that home to make sure that it's worth the sales price. Once the processor has your documents, then we move into underwriting. The underwriter is the final decision maker on the file. This process can take anywhere from 24 to 72 hours. And once the loan is approved, the underwriter issues what's called a conditional loan approval. This is where the underwriter conditions for things that are still needed on the file to close the loan, like additional documents, clarification, the appraisal, survey, title work, things like that. The file goes from underwriting back to the processor, and she gathers all of the things that are still needed and gets the file ready for a final closing, or what we call a CTC, or a clear to close. Once we get a clear to close, the file moves to the closing department. The closing department is going to issue something called a closing disclosure, or we call it a CD. This is going to outline all of the final details, how much money you're bringing to closing, and you're going to have time to review that with your loan officer and make sure that you're prepared for closing. The last step of the process is closing day. So at closing, you're going to sign all the final documents and bring the required funds for closing, and then you get your keys. So if you have questions on the home buying process, let's chat.